even like Chuck, when he asked me for a cover, Belial is about demons and hell and everything else like that. So Chuck asked me, I said that I wanted to do a cover for him. And it was just so funny because I just sketched this out. Yeah, the beer pong. It's got nothing to do with his book, but the fact that I just wanted to draw a little demoness girl with Belial, and then I thought of putting her in the Hooters outfit, and then for some reason the ping pong ball stuck in her shirt with that little mischievous demon reaching for it, and I just put it together. And Chuck said, "Oh crap, we got to do that." And I love that these creators are always like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." You know.
So to even talk about that, because I love this cover because I just thought it was funny, and I was joking with Chuck. Does it say Hooters or does it say Looters?
Right.
And that's what I thought was hilarious about it. And I also like she's a redhead. You know, I used to date a redhead, and obviously for me, I viewed this thing and I'm just like, oh my god, this looks so perfect. And it was like $15, and I'm like, man, I didn't know who you were at the time either. I'm like, this is everything I want.
Right.
I don't know anything about this comic. I don't care.
Right.
Cover, like I want a poster of this.
Right.
Like, I want a big canvas poster, and I was hanging up right there.
A door poster.
Do it for free.
Yep.
Every episode, it's like because it's so perfect. And this is what I mean, and this is what I think people don't understand is that like if I saw this on a comic shop, I'm buying it, and I'm not going to ask any questions. And my mom hates this cover, which means it's a great cover.
It's a great cover, exactly.
And so I'm curious on the opposite side though, because you draw it, and then Kerry Anne, you do the colors on it. And what is that like? Because coloring is a whole different beast. I had Sanju Navagun on, you know, and I've had other people on who do coloring, and you can make or break a book very, very
easily. God,
yes. Definitely. I mean, and I'd say a lot of the work I work with is Stef's. I mean, I do other coloring jobs as well, but most of the work I work is with Stef because we're so busy. And so we've kind of gotten it down pat. And I understand his art process, his process. So for me, it's a lot easier to do his work. And, you know, yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, I don't find it. I love coloring. I absolutely love it. I do it all day long, every day. And the more I do it, the easier it gets.
And when we first started, you know,
you can see the difference.
When we first started, well, we can see the difference, but also the important thing was I was unhappy with a lot of the coloring that I was getting because they
were good colors.
Yeah,
they were amazing colors. They just weren't.
They weren't capturing the way my girls look. That Belial cover captures what my drawings have always been about, and she always knew what my style was supposed to look like, even as she was learning how to do the process. She knew what the end product should look like because she'd seen me do so many drawings that she knew what my girls should look like. They should be bubbly in certain places, their expressions, everything else. So
let's even talk about that, because obviously certain colorists understand certain books, they understand certain properties, and they also, you know, certain people just don't blend together well. They clash.
Well, every colorist has their own style, just like an artist.
Yeah.
You know, I don't color like anybody else. Sanju doesn't color like anybody else. Gwen doesn't color like anybody else. Like I can look at at a cover and be like, oh, Sanju colored that. Or, oh, you know, Gwen colored that. And some artwork, some colorists don't mess with. There's some art lines that I won't do because it's just not my style. It's not going to work with me.
And I know a lot of artists put a lot of, if you see the cover art like that's available on my website or whatever, you'll see that unless otherwise specifically requested, I give her, because it makes more sense for her, I give her a line file, basically. I know a lot of artists out there who shade their work and hash mark their work and stuff and put a lot of detail in. I give her lines that she can put color into because that's how we work together. So, you know, another colorist might not be used to what looks like, it looks like a paint by number when it's done. They're just lines. There's no shading for any of the body shapes or anything. But that's because I know she knows what to do with those lines. So we just work well together.
Yeah, and I think that's also the idea, is that obviously you work in the same studio. That helps. and you're very much a team. You're in the same house. I don't know if I could have said that, but I just did.
Yes.
No,
And
it's okay. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
I'm just making sure that I didn't do
Yep.
something wrong here. But it's also the idea that when you legitimately are directly communicating with somebody,
Right.
God forbid there's a question about something. Obviously, when you're shooting somebody, and nothing against Sanju, but Sanju lives in India.
I
It's a
know.
little bit different when somebody's on a different time zone,
Exactly.
and you're in a different country and you have to communicate by email versus picking up the
Yep.
phone and saying hello to somebody.
Right.
And
so that's
collaboration is definitely the key. And I have had the opportunity of working with some great artists and doing some wonderful coloring, and the thing that makes them better is the collaboration. Like, I don't know if you know April Reyna.
I don't. I'm
Oh,
so
she's
bad at this.
amazing.
I'm
She's
so bad.
absolutely amazing, and I've gotten to work on a lot of. And as an artist and as a colorist, I respect her so much, because when I color her work, I mean, I have files and files of reference pages. So I mean, it's just, but then I know what she wants, and then we'll communicate, and I'll send her the flats and say, okay, did I miss anything? Is this what you were interpreting? Because you never know. I did one once for somebody, and I colored the whole thing, and it turned out she was on stage and I didn't see it that way. Because it's all about interpretation. So with Stef, it's easy, because all I have to do is scream across the room, say, what is this supposed to be?
Right.
And obviously, some of these are easier than others. I mean, the Belial is clear that
Right.
she's playing beer pong.
Right.
She's supposed to be a Hooters
Right.
girl. Obviously, they're in a bar.